What is a data science? Data science is a interdisciplinary field that uses scientific methods, process, algorithms, systems, and extract the knowledge, okay, from many structural and unstructured data. Okay, data science is related to data mining, machine learning, and big data. Okay, that is fine. So first of all, what is data? See, everything is data. Like for example, there is an e-commerce website, and we want to check what is the maximum sale of any product. Okay, so that is data. For example, everything is data. The petrol price which you are okay buying, how many liters you are buying, okay, uh, right, the way we breathe, how many seconds we breathe, okay, everything is data. The phone calls we make, okay, now I'm talking, the tweet you make, okay, everything, okay. So all this data is being mined, okay, right. So it is a combination of maths and statistics, domain or business knowledge, okay, and computer science or IT. So it is a combination of all these three things. Fine. Okay. In between, I may just put some questions, okay, which you might already know. So don't hesitate to reply it in the chat. Okay. Right. So why we prefer why we prefer Python for the data science means because of, so what are the possible reasons is there are various frameworks available with Python, just like NumPy, SciPy, scikit-learn, etc. That is one strong reason. And one more reason is Python is widely used in scientific and research communities is because of its ease of use, okay, compactness, simple syntax, which makes it easy to adapt and use. See, even without much programming knowledge or engineering background, it is easy to use Python. It is just like a formulas. Okay. So that is one more reason. Fine. And one more thing is it is easy to extend. That is, for example, if you have any module which is compiled into C, C++, it is plug-in. It is possible to plug in and have new modules ready to be used in the Python. Okay. So, and moreover, because of its cost, it does not cost anything to use or download Pythons or to add to the applications, whichever. Okay. So these are the various reasons for, okay, Python being used for data science. Okay. So before we move forward, so today let us explore the basic data structures which are required, okay, and used by the Python applications. Okay, first of all, what is a data structure? Can I know what is a data structure? Yes, please type in your answer. What is a data structure? See, it is irrespective of language. Maybe you know C language, C++. You may or may not know Python. May know what is data structure. Okay, data structure is collection of data, collection of elements, but I'm very glad, okay, so you are responding, okay. See, let it be wrong. There is nothing like right or wrong, okay, arranging of data. See, data structure is storing multiple data items. It may be of same type or different type, okay. So data structure means storing the data in the runtime memory, okay, not in the database, okay, right, fine. Okay, that are data structures. So which are the data structures which we have seen, maybe in C, C++ or wherever any other languages? Arrays, linked list, trees, etc. Fine. So there are a number of data structures. So why we need to care about the data structure? See, the data structure are the ones to which you read the data, to perform any manipulations. Okay, right? To perform any manipulations. Say, for example, you have a list of temperatures. Okay. We have a list of temperatures and we want to find out the average of the temperature, or we want to find what is the minimum temperature, maximum temperature. Okay, we want to sort it, we want to reverse it, etc., etc. So all this is data. Okay, fine. See, I'll make all these presentations or documents, whichever I'll make it available to you. Okay, right? So in the meanwhile, please focus it today. I'll get it mailed maybe before tomorrow's session or whenever. Okay, right. So what are the basic data structures? What are the basic data structures in Python? Is one is list, the other is tuple, the other is dictionary and set. So what are the basic characteristics? Means list is used to store multiple data items, as already known. It can be of different types, and list is mutable. That means it can be changed. You can add the elements, you can remove the elements, or whichever. So that is list. What about tuple? Tuple is also a data structure and it can hold multiple data items, but it is immutable. Okay, a tuple is immutable. And what is dictionary? Dictionary is used to store key value pairs. Okay, right. This is just a brief introduction. We'll be spending time on each one of them. Okay, fine. See, first of all, we need to have the environment ready. Okay, so how many has any IDE set up? Any IDE which is being installed and ready? Okay, so I recommend you can use PyCharm. Okay, I recommend you can use PyCharm. Okay, and you can use any Python 3.6 or above, any version is fine. So how many have it ready? Just type Y in the chat. Okay, you can type Y in the chat. Fine, excellent, excellent. Okay, right, let's get started. Whoever know, I think today it will be just a kind of an introduction session, I think 1:30 or odd. Okay, so at least by tomorrow you can try to set up. Fine. Okay, so from where do you download the PyCharm? In case you do not have, from where do you download it? Okay, I'll just provide, you can Google for that, or I'll provide the link, okay, to you. Right, give me a second. Right, see, this link has the instructions. This link has the instructions how you can install, Python and PyCharm IDE. Okay, so please refer this link. Now let's get started. See, first and foremost, so what is the example we'll be taking? Means, okay, so we'll be solving one by one. So let me just right. See, let us create a list of temperatures of various cities in India. Right. So I'm just creating, you can take any existing project or you can create a new project. Okay, so in the existing project, I am creating a new file. Okay, so Python file. So I'll just say temperature example. Okay, so you can type parallelly. Okay, so this is a workshop, so you need to try parallelly. Fine. Right. So I created the file. I may copy some of bits and pieces of code from here and there. I mean, maybe from other projects to expedite, okay, in between. So first, let me try to create a list, okay, temperatures, and let me initialize it. Of course, I can create an empty one or I can directly initialize the temperatures. So 32.1, okay, okay, 35.2, 31, sorry, 31.5, okay, so 29.6. I want everyone to try parallelly. So what we want to do is, let us just create a list. See, these are the fundamental blocks for data science, okay. So once you get expertise on all these Python basics, then it will be easy for you to explore NumPy, SciPy, and all other libraries, okay, right. Okay, fine. So I have a list of temperatures. Now let me try to iterate through them and just display it. Right. So this is a very simple program where I'm just trying to iterate and display it. Let me just try to run this. Yes, we have all the temperatures printed. Now let us assume I want to sort it. Okay. So how to sort it? Temperature dot sort. Now let me try to display it again. So do we have the values sorted? So I'll be printing here after sorting. So let me try to run it. So can you see the output? Yes, it is sorted. Say for example, you want to reverse it. Okay, right. See here you want to sort, but let us assume you want to sort it in the reverse order. Okay, right. So reverse equal to true. See, as you know, one of the feature of Python is it uses keyword arguments. So what are keyword arguments means? If a function is taking multiple arguments, it is possible that you skip first few arguments and directly send some other argument, or you try to reorder the arguments or the parameters which you are passing. Okay, so I want to sort it, but I want to reverse the order. I want it in the descending order. Okay, so you can do something like this. See, all this for in, okay, true, all these are keywords in Python. Okay, now let us try to print it. Okay, now it is sorted in reverse order. Okay, fine. Yes. Now let's do something like this. Say I want only the, I do not want, let me just comment this piece of code. Okay. See, I do not want all the temperatures. I want only the, maybe the top 2 temperatures. Okay. So we can try to slice the list. Okay. See, currently we have the temperatures in this. Let me try to slice it. Okay. I'll try to slice it top 2. Fine. So I'll collect it into some temperatures 1. Okay, equal to, got it right. Now let me try to iterate through this and print only the top. Okay, now let me try to print only the top 2 temperatures. Okay, after sorting. So if it is the top 2, will it be the least or maximum? It will be the maximum. So I'll just say maximum 2 temperatures. Okay, right. So I'm just trying to run this. 1 second. Yeah, why I'm able to print all of them? Again, I'm able to print all of them, but I want only because I'm using this list. Okay, so this is put in some other list. Okay, so let me try to see the syntax is very compact. Okay, if you see other languages, C, C++, Java, okay, all these are slightly verbose. Okay, see whenever you want to put any line within for, okay, it's not okay, it's not required to have the flower base. It's not required, it shouldn't be there. Okay, so how does it identify? Means by using indentation. Okay, see, basically I do not want to spend separately for the syntax. Okay, so when we are learning this, in the meanwhile we also try to explore the syntax of Python. Okay, right. If you want, you can have further more lines within the for loop. Okay, that will be identified using indentation. Okay, right. Now let us try to print the maximum 2 temperatures. I want everyone to try it parallelly. Okay, right. So we got the maximum 2 temperatures. Now let us assume I want to change it, like I want the minimum 2 temperatures. Okay, so you can index it from the other side. Okay, so I'll just try to have this so that it will serve as an example for you. Okay, so I'll try to temperatures 2 is equal to, okay, right. See, you can slice it from the back side. Okay, you can slice it from the back side. Okay, so -2. Okay, I'll just specify like this. So I have it in the temperatures 2. Okay, so let me try to run this one. See, I have the least 2 temperatures now. Okay, so I'm able to slice it. See, if you want to perform the same operation in other languages, you may need to write at least 4-5 lines code. Okay, I'm able to achieve only in 1 line of code. Okay, right. Now let us do a small change. What I'll do is directly I will try to slice it here itself. Okay, rather than using one more variable. Okay, I'll try to use it. See, you may be surprised that I did not declare the variables. Okay, if you take C or C++, Java, okay, even C#, okay, you need to declare the variable. But here it is not required. The reason is it dynamically identifies. Okay, the nature of Python is It is a dynamic type language, but it is strongly typed. That means it maintains the type of a variable internally. Fine. It is strongly typed, but it is dynamically typed. Okay, fine. So let me try to run this program now. Yes. Yes. So directly you can slice it here itself. Fine. Next. See, let us assume you want to make some changes to the list of temperatures which is available. Okay, say you have another list. Once you got loaded, let us assume you want to load the list from some other source. Okay, say this is in one data source. Maybe you are trying to read from a database. We'll be exploring how to read it from a database, from an Excel sheet, etc. We'll be exploring that in the next sessions. I'll try to have one more list. Okay, I'll identify it using, you need to name the variables accordingly, because that also improves the readability of the code, which is much more essential. Okay, so I'll just say it as temperature A. Fine. And maybe I will try to just take some of the, I'll try to change some data in this and I'll try to append it. Okay, right. Fine. So how do you combine multiple data items? Means there is something called append. Okay, temp SA dot append means, see, you can add only one object. Like for example, you want to add, say, some more cities. So some cities are included. So you want to include some more to that. So one more, you can use append. But I want to add multiple data items. Okay, say for example, in India, for North India, we received all the temperatures maybe from Excel, and maybe for South, we are trying to okay, read it from some other database. Okay, so let us assume it is available as a list. Okay, right. So how the list is populated from the database, that we are going to explore in the next sessions. Okay, so extend, I'm going to use the current sorted list, which is temperatures. Fine. Okay, as usual, I'm going to just print all of them after appending, or you can perform whichever operation which you need. Right. So val in, I want to take 0. See, here I will take colon. See, what is the meaning of colon here? Means it picks all of them. It picks all of them. And whenever you want to take any specific temperature, like for example, for so and so index, so you can directly mention like, okay, the specific index temp SA of 0 or 1 or like whichever. Okay, right. Now let me try to just run this. So as you can see at the end, we got all the appended list. Okay, that is the extended list. Fine. So list is mutable. That is the basic nature of list. And list can have different data types as well. It can have, for example, if you have a necessity to store different data items, but that time we need to take care of whatever the processing or whichever, but it is possible to have the other data items. Okay, right. Fine. So I'll just try to run this. So you can have, so I'm getting an error. Got it, right? So I'm getting a type error. Basically, this is an exception which is being raised. So whenever I'm trying to see, whenever I'm trying to sort it, see the line number is okay, line number 7. Okay, so the line number 7 I'm trying to sort. Okay, since the data types are different, it's not allowing me to sort. Okay, right. Okay, Right. This is one thing. We'll get all these snippets, share it with you. I'll try to copy all this code and paste it in the chat. Okay, but I'm not sure whether you will get it in a formatted way, but let me share it. Okay, or I can use some code sharing. Let me try to use some code sharing. Okay.
Suresh,
Yeah. Yes.
we could post all these
Okay.
codes as well as assignments in a Google Drive, and that would be shared across all the participants.
Okay. Fantastic. Done.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that we will share at the end of this session.
Yeah. Done. Okay. So fine. So please wait from the admin team to receive it at the end of the session. Fine. See, next I have one doubt. Is Python an object-oriented language? Is Python an, it may be a silly question, but you can just answer. Okay. Is Python object-oriented? Yes, 100% it is object-oriented. So what is an object-oriented? Means you divide the entire requirement into a number of classes, and each class has some data and methods associated with it. And you can create a number of objects of that and you can use it. What is the advantage of object-oriented? Any idea what is the advantage of object-oriented languages? Why we need it? One is reusability, agreed. Modularity, readability, okay, abstraction. Okay, why we need why reusability is important? Why do you think? Platform independent? See, platform independent is not nature of object oriented. See, both are different. Okay, see, C++ is object oriented, but is it platform independent? No. Okay, see, Java is object oriented, but it's platform independent. So we can't tie platform independentness and object orientedness together. Okay, but right, readability, I agreed, can be shared on across entire. Okay, encapsulation problem in viewed in terms of object. Okay, excellent. Okay, various answers. Okay, right, but I'm glad that I received the response. Okay, fine. Inheritance. Okay, done. See, why we need reusability means, see, let us talk in terms of practically. It improves the development time of the product. It improves the time to market. Yes or no? See, any feature which got added. Srinivas, YouTube live is stopped, it seems. You can check it. Okay. See, any feature, language, anything got added, it nails down to time to market, development speed, etc. Fine. There is one very powerful feature of, there is one very powerful feature of inheritance. What is that? Very powerful feature of inheritance. What is that? Not about reusability, that we already seen. Anything else? Very powerful. Have you heard polymorphism? Yes, no? Yes, polymorphism or method overriding, that is very important. That lets to load the plugins dynamically in the runtime. You need not compile them together. Okay, right? Overloading is not that great. Overriding is great. Okay, overloading, it helps, but very less. Okay, fine. Let's keep going. Say, for example, with overriding, see, we have a pie chart. Let us assume we need a different theme for displaying it. It is possible that some other organization develops the theme for this, and we can dynamically pick it in the runtime. Got it, right? See, that is the real power of method overriding. If method overriding was not there, we cannot do it in runtime. Okay, we have to compile it together and then do it. Okay, so that is the real power of method. Fine, whichever. Now, why I am talking about object orientedness means, see, these temperatures, with just the temperatures, without the details of the city or town, it may not add much value. Got it, right? It may not add much value. So, how can we add more value to this? by creating objects. Let us have objects in our list. And in that object, we have temperature. Along with that, we have some city name, state name, whichever required. Okay, first we'll try to keep it simple. Then we will try to expand it. Okay, I may try to reuse some snippets here. The reason is I want to slightly expedite because there will be huge code to develop. So I may try to reuse either from here to there or there to here, whichever. Fine, I'll try to reuse from here. See, I'll try to take it there and I'll make some changes. Okay, all right. So where is our example? Okay, let me try to create one more copy so that you can use it for reference purpose. Okay, so I'll just try to make a copy of this. Okay, and I'll paste it here. Yes, I'm just making as temperature example 1. Okay, let me copy the basic class from here and we can make the changes. Okay, right. See, I want to represent the temperature as a class so that I can create the objects and I can have the, okay, I can create the objects and I can use the required city name or the details wherever required. Just with the temperatures, it may not add much value. Okay, see, first we will be using less data. Okay, first let us get confidence on this. Then in the eventually the next sessions, we can try to pull a lot of data. And okay, so as the session proceeds, you will be dealing with huge data. Got it, right? So since we just got started, I'm taking some small sample of data, right? Okay, see, this is the class name. So what shall we name our class? Okay, I'll just say key details, that is temperature details. Fine. Here, whenever we initialize, maybe, see, this is the constructor. DEF is basically used to define a method. Okay, constructor is also a special method. Okay, see, all these are keywords. Class, DEF, whichever are shown in this thick, okay, maroon color, okay, or brown color. These are the keywords, right? Okay, see, what is underscore 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 means? This means these are, this is a inbuilt name. Got it, right? And here I am not using it. The reason is this is our own user defined name. Okay, of course this is also user defined, but it is pre given name, right? Okay, so basically I just want city name. Okay, I want city name and I want the temperature. Okay, right. What is self here? Self means it is the current instance. Okay, ideal in C, sorry, not in C. C is not object oriented. In C++, Java, C#, it is not necessary to give this self keyword. This is one of the thing I didn't like in Python. Okay, right? Because we need to give the current instance as a parameter. Fine. Okay. C name and what is the temperature? And I'm just trying to initialize. See here, CNAME on the left side. Okay, self.cname. This is basically the data member. Okay, the data member, and the right hand side is the one which is you receive as a parameter. Okay, I do not want to discuss about the what is the scope of the CNAME. It ends here. Okay, all that I think you can understand. Okay, implicitly. Right. Okay, I'll just say this is T details constructor. Fine. So this is method in, okay, key details class. Let us try to add more methods. Okay, whenever as and when it is required. Okay, so I'll just try to print. Okay, one is city name as of now. Okay, and let me also concatenate. Okay, I'll also try to concatenate str of, see, for CNAME str conversion is not required because it's already a string. So I'll try to remove this. Fine. So right? So here, if you already are aware of basic Python, then it would be easier. Otherwise, it may be slightly difficult, not very difficult. Okay. Whenever I'm trying to use the syntax, I'm trying to explain you. Okay. Right. Okay. We have the class of this. Now, what I want to do in this list, I want the objects. I want to objects of this class. Okay. So I don't need this actually. When you are declaring a empty list, you will need this. I don't need it. Okay. So I have removed it. So now what I want to do means I need objects as a part of this. So T details. Okay. I'm invoking the constructor. So the constructor is accepting two parameters. One is city. Okay. So I'll just give some, okay, city or town name. Fine. Then right, it's the same name. It is not able to check it. Let me check it. See, parallelly you also can try, you also can try this one. Let me check. It's not giving it's giving unresolved symbol. Let me try the reason for this. Okay. Right, right, let us have this many objects. Okay. Right, to save the time. Yes, it has identified now. Okay. Right, let me remove this. Okay, now what I will do is I'll just try to traverse through this and display. Okay. See, now if I try to display, I don't think we will get the string representation format. Okay. In case you want a string, of course I can try to invoke the method met with every object here. Okay. And fine, I'll just try to comment the other lines. I'll try to comment of other lines unless it's required. Okay. Now what we can do is, see, I do not want to invoke the MET. See, if I try to invoke MET with everyone, say for example, something like val dot MET, of course I can print it. Okay. So let me try to print like this, and then we will try to make some changes. Okay. Right. So what it is telling, we are getting an error. We are getting an error in line number 14, line number 8. So it is telling like can only concatenate str, not float. Okay. See here, we need to convert str. Yeah, I think when we are trying to type this, we missed it. Okay. So now let me try to run it again. Yes, right. But see, there are two things. One is syntax of the language and the other required things. So what you can do is, I'll try to, maybe you can try to do it as a assignment. The other assignments, formal official assignments will be shared with you, number one. Number two, have you heard about magic methods in Python? How many heard about magic methods? Just type Y. Okay. How many heard about magic methods? In case you are not aware, just make a note of it, and explore it. Got it, right? Okay. Just make a note. Okay. Shall I spend few minutes on magic methods? From now, whoever is responding, Okay, I'll take the yes for magic methods. Okay, fantastic. Let's do it. See, there are a number of predefined, not, I don't say predefined, I can say pre-declared methods which are available in, okay, every class. Why it is provided means, see, one of the aim of object-oriented languages is to use a object just like a primitive type. See, we have an integer, we try to add, we try to multiply, divide, we send parameter. In the same way, the object need to be used. That is the one of the objective of object-oriented language. Got it right? So as a part of that, some of the default declarations are being provided, which will facilitate us to use the objects in addition, multiplication, divided by, etc., etc. So one of the thing is where I see, just like how you can print an integer, similarly, when I give an object, I want to print it. So how can I achieve that? Means I'll show you. There is something called, see, all these are, see friends, all these are magic methods. Don't remember all these names. It's not possible. I don't remember, nobody remembers. Got it right? But remember the concept. Syntax, you will get it from anywhere. Okay, don't put extra effort not to remember syntax. No, nothing like that. When you use some 4-5 times, you will remember something. Okay, but the concept is very much important. See, for example, here you have GE, that is greater than or equal to. In case you want to support comparison of the objects of T details, you can do this. Okay, right. For now, I just want to print it. That's it. Okay. So for that, there is something called representation, that is like this. Okay. So we need to return a string. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll take the string representation of these. Okay. It's up to us what we, okay, return here. That depends upon our requirement. Okay. Right. Now, let me try to make a small change here. See, every time, instead of using like this, I'll try to print it. Fine. Okay. Let me try to run this. Yes, I got the output. Fine. So similarly, anywhere, wherever you need, you try to find. We may need to override some more magic methods, which we will explore. Okay, right? After some time. Okay, fine, fantastic. What is the basic thing, friend? What I need right now, I want to sort it based on the temperature. So can I directly give sort, or what I need to do? Let us check it. So tmps dot sort. Okay, let me see what happens now. Is it allowing? Is it allowing me? It is telling less than, not. See, why I am reading the errors means errors are very much essential. Okay, see, we keep giving training to the freshers once they are out of the college. Okay, so there, whenever they see error, they stop reading it. But remember that error is the one, if you read and understand that, 90% of your problem is solved. Okay, there is error, there is exception, only that. Okay, they don't want to read what it is. Okay, when you read and analyze, that will solve 90% of your problem. Okay, right. See, type error less than not supported between instance of T details. Okay, fantastic. So one solution is you can try to override whichever that less than symbol using that magic method. That is one way. There is another approach here. What is that other approach means? You can provide the lambda expression, how to compare it. Got it? How many heard about lambda? Just type YL in the chat, or just type L. Okay, if no means type N. How many are aware of lambda expression? In the meanwhile, I'll get the other things ready. Whoever, see, whichever new term you come across, see, language is just a syntax. but the concept is same. The cream is same. Once you catch hold of the cream, nobody can stop you. Got it right? So lambda is lambda everywhere. C sharp it is lambda, Java it is lambda, wherever it is. Okay, right? Just make a note if there is a new term. Explore, go back and explore. Right. So where is lambda? Just keep, if you still get time, just Google for lambda. Okay, I'll join you in few seconds. Okay, or you can just hold on for few seconds. Yes, I got it. Right. See, whenever you are sorting it, you see earlier we sorted only the primitive type. So the sort is already aware how to arrange the elements, right? Right? Yes, someone is drawing on the screen. I don't know how to block it. So please, right. See, temp.sort. See, I want to specify a key. What is this key equal to means? As I already told you, Python uses keyword arguments. That means I can specify the keywords when I am trying to specify the in different orders. Okay, okay. So this is one thing. And when we come to lambda, see, lambda is a keyword in Python, but in Java it is not keyword. In C sharp it is not. C++ also I think it is not. Okay, right? Just by seeing the syntax, it will be identified like it is lambda. Fine. However, here it's a keyword. What is lambda? First and foremost means it is a anonymous function. I'm writing here. Okay, lambda is anonymous function. Okay, right? See, here I'm supplying another function as a parameter. Just I need as a parameter. Okay, it is just a callback. So do I need to give another name for it? Do I need to clutter the namespace of my code? It's not required. Okay, so I'll give anonymous function. Thereby it improves the readability of the code. Readability and okay, right. But once you know, you'll feel more comfortable with this. Once you are not aware, then you'll feel the normal one. Okay, you can write a normal function using def and you can send that name here. This accepts either of them, right? Fine, that is the story of lambda. So what is this in lambda? Means this is a parameter. Okay, that means whenever the element is being sorted, okay, for each sort it receives the parameter, the current element. And what I'm telling is focus on the okay, right, what need to be taken as the key to sort. Okay, I want to take temperature. Okay, so I'll just say x dot. Do I need to do self? Not required, because x means that is the current object. So I'll just say x dot temp. Okay, it looks good. So let me try to run this one. Is it sorted? Yes, it got sorted. So in the same way, you can apply various, okay, various manipulations can be performed on the list, just like which you performed on the primitive types. Okay, so let us assume you get some other list from somewhere else. In the same way, you can concatenate it. Okay, see, you want in the reverse order. Just say reverse equal to, okay, true. So it will sort it in the reverse order. Okay, so I'm just trying to run this. Fine, it is sorted in reverse order. Okay, fine. In the same way, you can slice it. like as seen here in the examples. Okay, so we'll try to uncomment now. You can try to get the least to maximum to, okay, etc., etc. So you can try to perform all that. Fine. Okay, all this is fine. Right. Let me try to create. So this will also serve as an example for you. So what I'll do is I'll try to append temp essay dot append. See, when you are appending, you can add only one of them. Okay, so I'll just try to get the okay, right. I appended. I have one doubt. Will it take the same object again? I already have Kakinada temperature 32.1. Will it take once again? Yes, YN. Yes, no, it is mutable. It is mutable. Definitely it is mutable, no doubt. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell is, can we add the same object? Yes, we can add. The reason is list is not a list very much stores the duplicates. Okay, see, the basic characteristics of list is list stores the duplicates, okay, and maintains insertion order. Okay, list stores the duplicates and maintains the insertion order. Okay, fine. So fine. Okay. See, Ambati Pavan, it is sorting based on the, see, I specified in the lambda here. I specified in the lambda here. What is the criteria it is taking to sort? Okay. Here it is sorting based on the temperature. For example, let us assume you want to sort based on the name. Okay. Then you need to specify that x dot city name, C name. Okay. Then it will sort based on the name, not based on the temperature. So you can specify whichever you want. The criteria of sorting is being specified here. Okay, so the next thing is, right. So next thing what I want to do is, will it take the same temperature? Yes, it will take the same temperature. The same one it will take. Okay, but for example, let us assume you do not want to take the same object. Then how it can be achieved? Any thoughts? You do not want to take the same object again. Yes, Srinivas, are we continuing beyond 1:30 or?
So today we would close at 1:30 at logical movement. You can decide.
Okay.
So once you complete a concept.
Okay, done.
Yeah, you can close for today.
Okay,
And
fine. I'll take another 5 to 10 minutes. Okay,
no
another
problem.
10 minutes I will take. Okay, so right, you can be online.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
See, I'll just close it logically so that you can analyze more. Right. Can I add? Yes, 100% you can add. The reason is tuples store duplicates. Got it? Very much it will store duplicate. But here, does it consider this as a, not tuple, I'm sorry, list stored duplicates. So does it take this as a duplicate? No, that is some other object. That Kakinada 32.1 initially is different one. This Kakinada 32.1 is again a different one. Got it, right? So both of them very much are available in the final result. Okay. Okay, fine. Just give me a second. I'll try to make some rearrangements here. I'll try to remove some piece of code, or I'll try to keep it in comment. Okay, I'll comment off these because I want you people to focus on the set. Okay, right. So all these are possible. It will be in the comment, so you can try to infer from this. Right. Let us have it like this. So I'll be taking the original temperature, which is temperatures. Okay. Fine. So everything is fine. Now the thing is, I do not want the duplicate objects to be stored. Let us assume, see, in data science, what we do is we get the data from different sources. So do we consider all the data? We may not consider some inaccurate data or duplicate data or whichever. So how do we remove the duplicate data? Okay. Or we may also exclude some data, right? So how do we avoid this duplication means by using set? Okay, right? Just fine. So let us convert this list. Let us convert this list into a set. Okay, I'm going to convert it into a set, and then I'm going to print it. No, it is not this one. I'm going to convert it into I have temperatures. So let me convert that into, let me convert it into a set. Okay, so fine. I have, it is being converted. See, there is a set available. So using this, you can convert it into a set. Now, you can print it. Let us see if we are getting the duplicates or not. Are we getting Kakinada twice? Yes or no? We are getting twice. The reason is, see, if it is a normal primitive type, it takes care of the duplication. If not, we need to take care. So what we need to do? See here, whenever we created the T details, did we specify what is the criteria to decide when two objects are equal? Did we say anything like that? Is it based on city name? Is it based on temperature? Or it is based on both of them? Did we specify it anywhere? We didn't specify anywhere. So how do we specify that? The same thing, we need to provide some of the magic methods here. Okay. So these magic methods will be invoked by the set method to decide whether it is duplicate or not. You may ask me why we are not getting error now. We will not get. The reason is it considers both of them as a different object because they have different memory location, right? Okay, so let me show you the logic. Okay, let me show you the logic to so first what we need to do is we need to override two methods, three actually. Okay, one is hash, the other is equal to, the other is not equal to. These three we need to override. Okay, so just to make it a bit faster, I'm taking this snippet and we can change it accordingly. Right, so I'm just trying to add here. Okay, representation is already there. Set is mutable actually. Set is mutable. You can add elements. The only thing is it doesn't allow the duplicates. Fine. So what is the, see, first it invokes hash and then it invokes equals to. Okay. So if in case of hash, it is identified that both of them are equal, it further invokes equals to. If hash itself, it gets decided. Okay. Because hash, basically there is a hash code for every object. Okay. So we are helping it to generate the hash code of this, right? So here I want the hash code based both on both. Okay, there is no rule, you have to take both into account. Okay, I'm considering both of them. Then we have in equal to, I'm checking if the instance is same. Okay, see, we are getting object. No, first I'm checking if the given object is an instance of t details or not. If it is not instance of t detail, there is no point in further going and okay, performing the comparison for equality, right? And is a, it is a keyword, it's a operator in okay, Python, as already known. So let me take CNAME, okay, and temperature. Fine. So this is the same thing. What I'm telling is not of this one. Okay, not of self equal to obj. So the not is also an operator, just not equal to is there, right? So not of whatever the result we get. So I think it looks good. Now let us convert it to set and then further print it. Fine. So let me just recheck the logic. So based on this, I should not get the duplicates. Okay, let us go and check. Are we still getting duplicates? First of all, am I, 1 second. Why I am getting duplicates? See, I have temperatures. So I'm appending t details. Give me a second. Oh, okay. So here I'm telling obj.cname equal to self.cname. Yes, thanks for identifying. Okay, right. Here, let me take the other as obj. Okay, so there is an error. Fine. Of course, here I can add even the temperature also, I can add further. Right, now let us check. Yeah, there are no duplicates. Fine. Okay. So we can logically conclude here today. So tomorrow we'll be exploring more things. This is just an introduction, and some of you might be already aware. See, basically this walks us through the basic data structures of Python, and it gets us familiar with the Python syntax so that it will be useful when you explore NumPy, SciPy, and scikit-learn and all these. Okay, so this works as the foundation. So that is the reason we are going through all this. If you have anything to share, just let me know. Do I need to? See, hash is basically, see, the main purpose of hash is to check whether the objects are equal or not. Okay. So you may ask me, like, already equal EQ is there, then why we need a hash means? Hash is used to quickly check whether objects are equal or not. If the hash code of both the objects are same, okay, it doesn't further go and invoke EQ. See, the EQ logic may be bit complex, okay, but hash code may not be very complex. Got it, right? So before invoking EQ, first hash code is being invoked. In hash code itself, it finds both are equal. based on some criteria, then it doesn't go further. So at the end of the day, the advantage is to have better performance.